to all the dispossessed youth of Africa, for perpetuation of communion with ancestral spirits through the fight for African freedom, and in the firm faith that the dead, the living, and the unborn will unite to build the destroyed shrines. Selah. Hello and welcome, beloveds, to the Dr. Mumbi Show. Wake up, Africa. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray that you are well in all your ways and that you're moving into living life truly on your own terms, in your own strength, in your own power, and most importantly, in your own story. Many have asked me to go much deeper spiritually into African spirituality, etc., etc. I really believe that this is the season to do it, and this is the platform that we're going to use to do it for now. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you like and share the video so that more of our people hear this. I did a show a couple of days, I don't know when it was, but I'll definitely attach the link here, talking about how we are spiritual beings having a human experience and looking at what that actually meant, and that how we were actually very involved in scripting. Very involved in scripting a lot of our lives and in the contracts we create with another. So it's a much more, being born into earth is a much more complex thing. And knowing that, Mama Earth, Mama Gaia is actually a living, breathing thing. You can't just rock up. You have to enter through certain gates. And the only gate right now is through a woman's vagina, literally. But there's a lot there, etc., etc. And so I think it's very important. So what does it mean, and what has happened, in the last, let's say, couple hundred or couple thousand years, as, this realm has been invaded by a more destructive, lower vibrational, being. What has happened is, because our people have literally faced a culling, beloveds, they've eliminated so many of our people, it's kind of created a perpetual return, because we don't just come to this earth just to rock up and work and be born and go to football games and go to the theater. That's not really our life. There's certain assignments and things we have to create, things we have to fix. It's like Mama Earth is this massive being, and we're these little engineers who come and do this, come and do that, tender the garden, etc., etc. Which there are a lot of truths in the scriptures, but it's also been doctored a lot, especially the Newer Testament. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. But so when we come here, there are things that we have to do. There are contracts that we make, and if we don't fulfill all those contracts, we come back again. And, to kind of finish out what we didn't finish out, etc., etc. And then at some point in our lives, we decide, this is it. This is my last, incarnation. I want to go experience other realities, other realms. And so we come on this spiritual thing where we want to literally elevate ourselves, and raise up our, our vibration, our life, where we're free from every contract that we've had before, be it I'm your daughter, I'm your wife, all of these are contracts. I'm your friend, I work here. All of these are contracts. So kind of releasing ourselves from that and going back to the essence of who we are, and then we kind of can be released from here. Now, what has happened with the fact that they've eliminated so many of our people, is that people have not completed their assignments. And so they keep coming back. And then, they don't complete their assignment. Either their, abortion happens. And that's that. Anyway, I'm not going to get into how that child is born spiritually. But literally that child's assignment is cut short. It's not just about them. It's about all the different, lives that were connected to them that have been cut short. And because we're not like everyone else, please watch my show, we're judged differently. We're spiritual beings having a physical experience. It means we weren't just coming just like that. And so when you fail to complete your assignment, there's certain debts you have to pay. And there's certain debts that have to be paid to you. And so you need to create that balance because you've already engaged in this experience. I really hope the wind isn't being caught by my microphone. But so as you do that, you now you it's all to clear out your your credits and your debts or whatever, the whole balancing out your, like the way you balance out your accounts. So what has happened with the fact that so many of our people keep being blocked is that we keep returning. There is a perpetual return where we will try and return, we will try and return, and we will try and return so that we can complete our assignments. And you see, it's like the highest bloodlines, and I've talked about this before, they have to come through a certain, the ones that elevated, etc., they have to come through a certain pure bloodline that has all the DNA and powers and capabilities that they can connect together and come through and kind of carry their powers through. I'm not going to get so into that. But so when we're on this perpetual return, it means that we have to keep coming to fulfill the previous assignment. And then you can't just come like that. So you also have now things that you need to do with this. And, the entity, the Babylon system, has recognized that, which is why now there is such a push to change the vehicle so that certain spiritual beings just won't be able to come through. That's why there's this whole flipping of the genders and, so many things, certain agendas being pushed. It's all to make sure that you block out certain spirits from being able to return so that they can't fulfill their agenda. And now the agenda is the liberation of our peoples. I'm going to get into that. Let me take a short break. We'll be right back. Wake up, Africa! Welcome back, beloveds, to the Dr. Mumbi Show. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How you doing? How's everything going? We're talking here about the perpetual return. And what this should make you realize is that for so long, that's why you would see, they'd bring the hive epidemic to Africa. And yet our people are having more and more children. They try and sterilize, our girls. But somehow their wombs would open, Sometimes pastors would take credit for that or whatever. Because you're spiritual beings having a physical experience, which means there's nothing in this vehicle you can't fix. You're a self-healing, superhuman machine. That's what this vehicle is. And so there's whatever they throw at our people, we can always elevate and spirit, especially if we infuse it spiritually, which is why they've kept us so infantile spiritually. We're like spiritual babies on milk, beloveds. Praying to something outside of ourselves when everything is in here. And that really keeps us entrapped and unable. It's like being in a vehicle, having everything there, but you don't know how to drive. So it doesn't matter if the vehicle's a Lamborghini, it doesn't matter if the vehicle's a Porsche, it doesn't matter if it's a Bentley. It doesn't matter if it's a freaking jet. But you just have been kept, so you haven't been given the basics. And that's what we're hoping to do on this channel, is to just give you a bit of the basics. And these are just keys. You should listen to this and it should trigger something and make you go deeper. Go deeper, do research, read about it, Google it, etc. Check out if there's channels that have delved deeper into that. Because this perpetual return is because, you can't be destroyed, beloveds. And if you don't reach the point of ma'at, or the highest spiritual level where you just don't die anymore, then you will die and you will be born afresh to complete what you needed to complete. And so this is how deep you need to go spiritually. It's not enough to say, I'm gonna die and then I'm gonna be judged and there'll be some pearly gates somewhere in heaven. The pearly gates are right here on earth. The pearly gates are between a woman's legs. Heaven and hell are concepts that are here. So don't demean and limit what goes on all around us beyond this mental, matrix prison that we're in. And so with that perpetual return, as we are our bloodlines, because now there's been this, systematic move to kind of finish as many of our people as possible. And then, the virus realized it couldn't do that. So because our people just, kept having more and more children, like that's, more and more children. So it's just like, we're trying to finish these people out, but they just keep producing. And it's because our spirit. So now they're trying to change the vehicle, as I mentioned, so that certain, spirits will have a problem and then they'll just be stuck in this realm, unable to complete their assignment, or a fragment of themselves will be stuck in this realm, regardless of where they may go in the universe. And so for now, the reason your assignment, should you choose to accept it, is to elevate yourself to the highest possible level, mentally, spiritually, physically, so that even when you leave, by whatever means, this earth, you leave your bloodline elevated so that others can come through and fulfill their missions. And that is the greatest struggle right now. Because it's like we've been in a marathon and we're the last ones in, we're the last ones in the marathon, which is like a steep hill, like that, straight up. And our journey is to just stay as uplifted, get as uplifted, remove as much of the muck and the dirt. And we were chosen, and we chose ourselves because we are highly spiritual warriors, beloveds, who have the great capability of doing this. It's not a small thing. And so we have to really just, now that we've entered the mental age, which is the golden age, which is like that's like our home court advantage kind of vibes. It's up to us now to clean ourselves of this matrix, wash everything off, wipe it off, get it off our aura as quickly as possible by resetting everything here. Because those emotional chains that kept you, those emotional shackles that kept you from being able to even like go deeper within yourself, they've been broken. The Babylon system will try and make you feel like they're still there, but everything about the matrix has fallen. And so you need to get your energy out. You need to get your spirit out and get your bloodline out. And make sure that by, the day by day, regardless of what scenario you're going to face eventually, that you elevate your bloodline as high as possible so that future generations can continue the great work that you've done and fully liberate your bloodline. And this is where the fundamental work must be done to liberate our people. Because the liberation of our people happens with each and every individual, which is why I say, unless spirit leads you and you know that you are here to mash up some things on a group or global level, put every energy you have into elevating your thinking, expanding your mind, getting beyond the limitations that have been placed on you by the Babylon system. Focus on that, because through your liberation, our people become more free. Until next time, beloveds. Tuko pamoja.